Today's luncheon is co-hosted by the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary Club of Bloomington. My name is Dave Wallach, and I am serving this year as the president of the Rotary Club of Bloomington. Please would you rise for the presentation of the colors by the Bloomington Police Honor Guard, and please remain standing as our Bloomington Police Chief Jeff Potts leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Colors, face. Colors, post. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Present. Arm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order. Arm. Ready. Face.
Please be seated. Thank you for attending the 2015 Bloomington State of the City Address here at the Radisson Blu Mall of America. The Radisson Blu Mall of America is celebrating its second anniversary this week. Let's give a round of applause. Let's also give a round of applause to our wait staff here at the Radisson Blu for the delicious lunch and outstanding service. As I mentioned before, my name is Dave Wallach. I am President and CEO of Fullerton Companies. I'm also serving as the president of the Bloomington Rotary Club. The Bloomington Rotary Club has been serving the Bloomington community for more than 50 years. It is part of a worldwide network of Rotary clubs with 1.2 million members stretched out between all continents, cultures, and occupations. Our motto is service above self. Rotarians dedicate their time, their talents, in tackling some of the most pressing humanitarian challenges both locally and internationally. Bloomington itself has two Rotary clubs, the Rotary Club of Bloomington Noon and the Daymakers Rotary. Here at home, we support programs such as VEEP and mentor students in our high schools. Internationally, we bring clean water and health care to one of the poorest areas of India. And all Rotarians are committed to wiping polio off the face of the earth. If you'd like to learn more about Rotary, please talk to one of our members in attendance today wearing the badge with the white and blue Rotary logo. It is now my honor to introduce the president of the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce, Maureen Scallon-Failer.
Dave, thank you so much for the introduction. Well, I would like to welcome all of you for joining us today to hear about State of the City with our Mayor, Gene Winstead, and our City Manager, Jamie Verbrugge. We are just really excited about today's program. I just want to mention something I found very interesting. I'm a real stats, numbers gal, and I went back to look at the history of State of the City and what it has meant to the City of Bloomington and to the Chamber of Commerce. And in 2009, that was my first State of the City as the leader of the Chamber, and we had 130 registrations. I am proud to say today, 7 years later, we had 260 registrations for this really prestigious event. So everyone, thank you so much for supporting State of the City. And I would like to acknowledge our member sponsors for today's program, Mall of America, John Stanley with Raymond James Financial Services. Hold your applause, we'll all get there. Did you grease them, John? Larkin Hoffman Attorneys, Rasmussen College, Tria Orthopedic Center, Holiday Companies, Total Wine and More, Walzer, and Excel Energy. Thank you for all your support on this event. Now we can give them a round of applause. And I also would like to recognize the Radisson Blu Mall of America. The Radisson Blu is a great partner and supporter of the City of Bloomington and the Chamber of Commerce as well. Thank you, Radisson Blu. Let's give them a round of applause. Please wave. Next, I would like to welcome our public and elected officials who are here with us today. Our Bloomington City Council members, Tim Bussey, Cynthia Bemis Abrams, Andrew Carlson, Dwayne Lohman, John Olson, Bloomington School Superintendent, Les Fujitaki, our Bloomington School Board members, Maureen Bartolotta, Tom Bennett, Dick Bergstrom, Nellie Corman, Jim Sorum, and Dawn Steigoff. Three Rivers Park District Commissioner, John Gibbs. John, I think I saw you somewhere. And Met Council member Steve Elkins. Please give them a round of applause. I'd also like to recognize our president and CEO, president of the Minneapolis Regional Chamber of Commerce, Todd Klingel. Can you wave, Todd? The Bloomington Chamber of Commerce, an affiliate of the Minneapolis Regional Chamber, is committed to addressing the needs and the concerns of the businesses in Bloomington. This past year, the Bloomington Chamber Board of Directors updated the strategic vision for the organizations and identified 4 strategic goals. 1, achieve efficiencies and strengthen the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce to ensure organizational advancement. 2, increase member involvement and ensure that the membership experience is meaningful, memorable, and measurable. 3, serve as the voice of the business community. And 4, be a resource and connector for the business community and other interests. We are honored to have the city as a vital partner. Our theme today, Shape of Things to Come, parallels the overall vision of the Chamber. As the Chamber reshapes our direction and our vision by being the connector, the conveyor, and the voice of business, we will stand and work closely with the City of Bloomington. I am pleased to announce that the City of Bloomington will be conducting the first business survey for the Bloomington business community later this spring. This has been a strong priority of the Chamber, and we are very pleased about this. I can guarantee you the results of this survey will not be sitting on the bookshelf, but it will bring new opportunities and fresh new insights to our city leadership. I would like to thank our former city manager, Mark Bernardson, and the City Council for bringing this to fruition. Thank you. We will continue to build relationships with community leaders in and around Bloomington, enabling the Chamber to serve as a connector between the local business associations and decision makers on substantive issues that impact the broader business community. And now, it is time for you to hear about the shape of things to come in Bloomington. Please welcome Andrea Specht, the Executive Director of the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center, a Chamber member, and also a Bloomington Rotarian. On July 1st, the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center launches a new name and logo, Artistry. Great, Andrea. Please welcome Andrea Specht, who will introduce today's speakers.
For the first time in more than 2 decades, this year's State of the City features a new presenter alongside Mayor Gene Winstead. It is my pleasure to introduce our State of the City speakers, Mayor Winstead and new City Manager Jamie Verbrugge. Mayor Winstead holds the record for Bloomington's longest-serving mayor. He was first appointed to the City Council in 1995 and elected as mayor in 1999. Mayor Winstead was re-elected to his fourth four-year term in November 2011. In addition to his work on the City Council, Mayor Winstead is currently serving on Bloomington's Port Authority and the boards of the Bloomington Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Airport Foundation. A resident of Bloomington since 1975, Mayor Winstead is married with 3 grown daughters and 7 grandchildren. He keeps busy as a partner of Ike's Food and Cocktails in Minneapolis and at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. City Manager Jamie Verbrugge started in his new position on February 2nd. Prior to his appointment, he served as the City Manager of Brooklyn Park and City Administrator in Rosemount. Jamie has also served in the communities of Eagan, Richfield, and Stearns County. Jamie is a member of the Minnesota Region Board of Directors of the American Red Cross and a board member with Global Synergy Group, a locally based nonprofit that promotes international exchanges and learning. Jamie holds a BA in History and Political Science from St. Cloud State University and a Master's in Public Administration from Hamline University. He lives in Richfield with his wife, Jennifer, and their 3 children. You'll hear from Jamie in just a couple of minutes, but first, please welcome Mayor Gene Winstead.
Well, hello and welcome, and thank you for being here at today's State of the City. It's just wonderful to have this event this year. Actually, if you think about it, this will be my 16th presentation on the State of the City in the city of Bloomington. So near and dear to my heart, and this is a big event within our community. And I'd like to thank the Noon Rotary and the Bloomington Noon Rotary and the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce really for sponsoring this. And the other sponsors were mentioned also, but I think we need to really call out some of the other sponsors that are there because they are so much a part of the fabric of this community. First of all, the Mall of America. We're there today. It's just such a big icon within the city of Bloomington. It's internationally renowned, it's known, and people come from near and far. But you also need to know that the Mall of America is still everything Bloomington. They're involved, they contribute, they're a part of all of the fabric within the city of Bloomington, and we can only thank them for all that they do. Then you take on someone like John Stanley over at Raymond James. He's got his own cheering section over here. John grew up in Bloomington. This is where he's always been. Graduated from Lincoln High School, 1970. I know this because he graduated with my wife from high school in 1970 from Lincoln. But he's built his practice. He's a great financial advisor and takes it and still contributes back into this community in so many ways. You know, I can also call out Tria. If you recall, last year I stood up here with a cast on my leg. And Tria got me back in shape. All is good and well with it. But Tria, not only did they get me back in shape, they also contribute to the city. They provide resources to many of our sports organizations and our youth groups, as well as they use their medical expertise to help train and advise all the young athletes on good sports practices. And so it's just good to see them. They're just so ingrained within our community. So it's here, and those sponsors, I just really wanted to just say that they're typical of everything that is Bloomington. And I would like to introduce Bloomington's new city manager, Jamie Verbrugge. You are going to be hearing more from him later, but Jamie, stand up and acknowledge this crowd and let them see you. He's come to work now for 6 weeks straight. It's great, so we're happy to have him here, and we're looking for good things to happen. I'm excited about the shape of things to come in Bloomington. Last year was a year of new starts, and I'm happy to announce that many projects I reported on are now coming along. In fact, today you'll learn more about those developments taking shape, how our local economy is in great shape, and about the people and partnerships that shape the many facets of life in Bloomington. The places and faces you saw in that video are a fine example of what shapes this great community. Bloomington is truly a wonderful place. And we found that residents continue to be highly satisfied with the quality of life here. 2014 was the third year in a row that the National Citizens Survey was conducted in Bloomington. The survey allows cities to compare their results against up to 500 communities nationwide. Overall, at least 4 out of 5 residents gave excellent or good ratings to Bloomington's overall image, their neighborhoods as places to live, and the city as a place to raise children, and the community's overall appearance. "I love Bloomington," stated one respondent. "It's the center of everything for me. I rarely leave." When it comes to Bloomington as a place to live, 94% of the residents rated the city as excellent or good. And nearly 9 out of 10 Bloomington residents rated their overall quality of life as excellent or good. 85% regarded the services provided by the city as excellent or good, putting Bloomington in the top 20% of cities nationwide. Services like the drinking water rated 9th among 265 U.S. jurisdictions nationwide. And the city's sewer and storm drainage, along with snow removal, all those really fun things that a city represents, we were in the top 15% of the cities in the country. And additionally, and this is a very important statistic, 97% of the residents feel safe in their neighborhoods and highly rank the city's public service. All of these things and more contribute to a satisfied life, but which is stronger? A community that goes it alone, or a community that works with its partners? A community based on collaborations is stronger than one that tries to do it all with government. Public schools, the city, and the Chamber of Commerce have a long history of partnering to improve the lives of children and families. Some examples include a SLAM program. SLAM stands for Summer of Laughs, Adventures, and More. Like I said, it's a summer program which brings together diverse opportunities for students in grades 1 through 8, and is a collaboration with the city, the school, and the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center. Diversity Day and the Peace Run is an annual event sponsored by the city and the schools, which celebrates the diversity in our community. The Future Leaders Program is a school partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, which helps members and students build relationships and gain insight into various aspects of business. And this is specifically a great example of a collaboration because the Chamber is able to provide this program with help with a grant provided by the Noon Rotary Club of Bloomington. The city provides funding for Bloomington Educational Channel to provide school education and activity programming on cable TV. Bloomington Police and Fire continue to provide training and consultation on the school district safety plan and emergency operations. There are many, many more important programs and initiatives, really too numerous to mention today, where collaboration are key to their success. The real picture is that Bloomington schools are excellent, and I'm proud of what our schools are achieving. Bloomington Public Schools continues to be one of the state's leaders in student achievement and recognition for its innovative programming. A few highlights from the current school year include Bloomington Public Schools was named to the 5th Annual Advanced Placement District Honor Roll by the College Board. Several Kennedy and Jefferson High School students received Advanced Placement Scholarship Awards. There were 3 National Merit Scholarship semifinalists and 8 National Merit Commended students. And there were also more than a dozen award recipients of the 2015 Minnesota Scholastic Art Awards. Great achievements within our schools. A successful community strengthens itself when it looks out for its neighbors. Many organizations provide support through their services that help build this community. VEEP provides food and other social services for families in need. Cornerstone is continuing on their mission to end violence in families and relationships. Bridging provides furniture and household goods to families and individuals, and Companies to Classrooms recycles business surplus into supplies for local classrooms. Bloomington is proud of great leadership in its community, and there has been some new leadership in several organizations over this past year, and a few coming up in the near future. First off, Dr. Joyce Esther, the new president of Normandale Community College. She took the role after the retiring of Joe Opatz. Meg Schnabel is the new executive director of Cornerstone, and she's taking the reins from the recently retiring Susan Nice, who is here with us today. Dr. Trenda Boyum-Breed is Rasmussen's College new president, being inducted this next April. Dr. Chris Kasser is the president and CEO of Northwestern Health Sciences University, is now on board. And VEEP Executive Director Susan Freeman is retiring next month, and she will soon have a replacement in that role. Nicole Mills is the new Oasis for Youth Executive Director, a new position and a great organization that's formed within our community. And of course, we have our new city manager, Jamie Verbrugge, who is taking the reins as city manager after the retiring of long-term serving Mark Bernardson, our city manager for more than 20 years. In the business world out there, the Mall of America, Rich Hoagie was promoted to Executive Vice President of Operations, and Jill Renslow was promoted to Senior Vice President of Marketing and Business Development. And this is upon the leaving of Maureen Bosch, who went over, and she's going to be spearheading the event for the Super Bowl coming to this area in 2018. And Donaldson Companies, one of our great corporate citizens, upon the retirement of long-serving board chairman, CEO, and president Bill Cook, Todd Carpenter was promoted to those positions and will be taking the helm in April. Bloomington is a healthy community, a place where the jobs are plentiful, business is booming, and the quality of life is high. Of 8 community facets measured in last year's survey, the 2 that garnered the highest overall marks were safety and the economy. I'm happy to report that Bloomington's economy has rebounded and is back in excellent shape. To demonstrate this point, and I'm reporting again this year on Bloomington's unemployment rate, and that the unemployment rate in Bloomington is lower than the nation, the state, and the metro area. Here's some comparisons from year-end 2013 to the year ending in 2014. You can see the United States is now at 5.4% unemployment. Minnesota comes in at 3.7% unemployment. The metro area is at 3.3% unemployment. And I'm happy to announce Bloomington is at 2.8%. And you'll note that all of these numbers were down from the previous year. Our biggest goal is to build community, but one of the first things we need to do is to maintain our existing assets. Looking to 2015, Bloomington's total assessed value is estimated to be $11.3 billion. This is a sign that things are bouncing back from previous years. Our historical high water mark was $11.8 billion in the year 2008. But let's compare Bloomington's total assessed value with cities in Minnesota that are close to us in population. Bloomington's estimated total assessed value is more than 10% higher than Rochester and almost twice that of Duluth. We are not a static community. We are a dynamic, growing community and are looking at our goals and where we need to grow. Last year was a great year for the city, as evidenced by the growing number of hotels, housing, office, and retail developments that broke ground. It was a record year for building permits. This graph shows a comparison over the last 10 years. This is a sign of companies and individuals' confidence in the future of this community. They wouldn't invest if they didn't share our goals. The orange bar in the graph is commercial industrial, which shows how important commercial industrial development is to our city. Let's take a look at the building projects that are taking shape in 2015. Applewood Point of Bloomington at Valley West is located at Beard Avenue and Old Shakopee Road. There are 77 senior co-op units underway. As of this February, every unit has sold, and that's 5 months before the scheduled opening of the building. And this is going to be a very attractive housing development within our community. The Bluffs at San Pierre in southeast Bloomington, located on Lyndale and 107th Street. This development for 17 villa homes on the bluff overlooking the Minnesota River and 42 townhouses began construction in 2006. It did suffer. It went slow. It came through the worst time in economic and housing history in the city of Bloomington. But there are only 7 villa home sites remaining. It is back on track. The Summit at Chelsea Ridge at Rar Preserve, which is in the far southwest corner of Bloomington off of 110th Street and west of Dred Scott Playfields. This is a project that will construct 14 new single-family homes. 5 are under construction, with 2 permits recently issued. There is only 1 lot left in this subdivision, and it's only been around now since this past summer. This long-standing fixture in the community is renewing itself. The Masonic Homes proposes to replace an existing portion of their building with a new 52,000 square foot building addition. The proposed building includes a 420-seat auditorium, a lower-level multi-purpose gathering hall, a Masons Museum, a library, and a Masonic Lodge room. The new building will be attached to the existing building and will serve as a public gathering space for Masonic charities, activities, and events, musical performances, speakers, and plays. Masonic Homes was originally the summer home of Marion Savage, the owner of Dan Patch. You remember that famous Pacer racehorse. It was purchased by the Minnesota Masonic Fraternity in 1918 to use as a home for seniors, and the first residents arrived and moved in 1920, close to 100 years old now. Covington Apartments on Green Valley Drive, just south of Interstate 494 and west of Normandale Boulevard, is a 250-unit rental apartment building that opened in the summer of 2014. It's 5 stories of apartments, and they're built over a 1-story parking ramp. Luxembourg at 5100 West 82nd Street. This is a 3-story apartment building with attached 4-story parking ramp. There are 282 rental apartment units under construction, and this can possibly open late in 2015 or in early 2016. A congratulations needs to go out to Toro, who celebrated its 100th anniversary this past year. Toro constructed a 75,000 square foot 3-story office building with a 282-space surface parking lot. The company is now engaged in a major remodel of space vacated by these office users. Toro is a great corporate citizen and at the center of our city. Infinity of Bloomington along 35W near American Boulevard is adding to the existing dealership and nearly tripling its size. The reconstruction provides enhanced sales and service areas. Completion is scheduled this fall. Ziegler, the heavy equipment supplier and legacy Bloomington business located at 94th Street on the east side of 35W, Ziegler is expanding operations on the west side of 35W on 96th Street. They're going to go forward with a 109,000 square foot modern industrial facility, and it's a renovation of an existing industrial building, and will include new office space, warehousing and distribution, and manufacturing space for servicing and rebuilding engine and components for their equipment. This is a major expansion for Ziegler's operations. Construction is slated to begin in the late spring of this year. OATI, which stands for Open Access Technology International, is a tech company that provides software solutions and management for the energy industry. The company is building a 5-story, 110,000 square foot office building and data center along the 494 corridor at Computer Avenue. Construction began last summer and will continue through this year. Bloomington's South Loop District is a distinctive urban center where people build their lives around and work in their community. It's a trendy neighborhood at the crossroads of the metro area's transportation networks, yet it's only moments away from the quiet, unspoiled beauty of the Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Reserve. Portions 1 and 2 of Lindau Lane were completed last year at a cost of $49 million. Notice how development has clustered around the new streets. The markers show how more than $650 million worth of development is under construction or completed, and much more is in the pipeline, including another phase of the Mall of America. 5 hotels are under construction or completed, with more being considered. 395 units of residential will break ground this spring, and funds are being sought for a new $25 million transit station in the area. Wow, look at this. The Mall of America next phase is definitely under construction. Plans are for 266,000 square feet of additional retail, a 342-room JW Marriott hotel, and 7 levels and 180,000 square feet of office space. The project will be completed in phases in 2015. The total project cost is $350 million. And what does the future look like for the mall? Well, there's a lot of potential, and it includes development over and north of Lindau Lane. Uses are largely undetermined at this time, but could include retail, entertainment, office, and hotels. And a tentative start of construction could be about a year out. Also in the South Loop is Lennar Indigo, a 6-story apartment complex at American Boulevard and 34th Avenue. The 395-unit development would be located across the street from the American Boulevard Light Rail Transit Platform and Bloomington Central Station development. Construction is scheduled to begin very soon, yet this spring. More construction cranes in South Loop. The 302-room full-service Hyatt Hotel is under construction at Bloomington Central Station. It is centered around the light rail station and Bloomington Central Station Park, and is scheduled to open just about a year from now. How about another hotel? Marriott Town Place Suites, a 118-room limited service hotel, is underway at 2500 Lindau Lane. This is the first new construction on the extension of Lindau Lane and the Lindau Link. It will include a public plaza with art and placemaking elements. The hotel is scheduled to open this summer. AC Hotels by Marriott is proposed on the corner of 24th Avenue and Lindau Lane. The concept is new to North America and is essentially an import of a hotel brand that has been very successful in Europe. The plan consists of a 5-story, 148-room hotel with a full-service, 50-seat restaurant that includes an outdoor patio space adjacent to a public plaza on the corner of 24th Avenue and Lindau Lane. The project would construct a 300-space parking structure, which would be shared by other uses in the overall planned development. Future phases on the site include a restaurant, coffee shop, and retail building. This spring and summer, new art installations will be unveiled as part of the creative placemaking endeavor in the South Loop. James Brenner will design and install a sculpture in the roundabout at the intersection of Lindau Lane and 28th Avenue. Artist Eric Pearson, who created the Bloomington Civic Plaza mural, will create a mural at Cypress Semiconductor that takes inspiration and images from the great history of technology and semiconductors in the South Loop. The project is part of a National Endowment for the Arts grant and Bloomington Theater and Arts Center partnership with the city. As Maureen mentioned earlier, the Bloomington Theater and Arts Center will soon have a new identity. Artistry will be the new name beginning this July. The new name will help audiences, artists, funders, and other stakeholders understand that the nonprofit arts organization is based in Bloomington, but its reach extends to other locations throughout the whole metro area. Bloomington Theater and Arts Center, soon to be Artistry, serves an audience of more than 70,000 people per year with theater productions, exhibitions, and art education programs. The Pan American District has significant development potential. The district is adjacent to 2 of the region's busiest freeways and is in the center of the region's 2nd largest employment corridor. The Pan American District is at the junction of significant future transit investments, and here is what is currently developing. Construction is underway for a 5-story, 80,500 square foot mixed-use building abutting Penn Avenue. The first floor includes a 172-seat Red Robin restaurant and 9,100 square feet of retail space. Floors 2 through 5 will be occupied by Home 2 Suites by Hilton, which is a 108-room extended stay hotel. Opening is scheduled for this October. Construction is also underway for the Fresh Time Farmers Market grocery store abutting Newton Avenue. Those that live and work in the area will have a new and unique place to buy groceries. The market combines the spirit of a weekend farmer's market and the convenience of a neighborhood store with the nutritious offerings of a natural food marketplace. Opening is November of this year. Art will be installed on the north and east sides and corner of the Fresh Times building. Artist Andrea Mickelbust and artist Stanton Gray Sears will fabricate a mural made of multi-layered, water jet cut stainless steel plates lighted with color-shifting LED lights. The intricate circular plates are inspired by plant forms. If all goes according to plan, it will be a catalyst for other public art in this emerging Bloomington neighborhood. We look forward to the unveiling of the installation of this late summer. Bloomington residents and businesses have built up $11.3 billion worth of assets. But there is also another $2 billion in public assets and investments, including a little more than $1 billion in city infrastructure and almost $1 billion in real estate owned by the city, the school district, Three Rivers Park District, Normandale Community College, and other public organizations. The City Council prioritizes public investments, where we need to grow, where we need to maintain, and how we make that happen. Our transportation system, local streets, bridges, sidewalks, trails, and parks are part of the future improvement plans. There is needed improvement to connect and enhance transportation systems that allow us to function. We are working on 3 legislative priorities important to shaping our future. The Mall of America Transit Center, the busiest transit station in Minnesota, is in dire need of upgrades. We need to improve the efficiency of the operations of this transit center. We need to increase the visibility and improve those station amenities, and along with providing a clear and convenient pedestrian access to and from the mall. Metro Transit is working cooperatively with the City of Bloomington on an RFP for a final design. The goal is to get the project completed in 2017 to be ready for the 2018 Super Bowl coming to our area. Funding has been committed from Metro Transit, Dakota County, some federal funds, and the City of Bloomington. A gap still remains, and we are asking for a $15 million state bonding request in this year, 2015. I-35W and 494. For a decade I have been speaking to this one, and it's been a long journey working to improve this interchange. But I think I can report some progress this year. This interchange is approaching 60 years old and has had very few improvements since the original opening in 1959. MnDOT has come up with an interchange design that can be constructed in phases. The first phase is key to the whole interchange, and that is the northbound 35W to west 494 ramp. The ramp can be constructed for a mere $65 million. In fact, Bloomington Representative Ann Lancheski in the House is carrying a state bonding bill for the $65 million amount this year. And Governor Dayton and Transportation Commissioner Charlie Zelle recently called for a fix to this bottleneck. Metro Transit is applying for federal funding for the Orange Line bus rapid transit. This integrates itself into this area also. The goal is to complete the bridge and the underpass of I-494 concurrently to minimize the impact to traffic during construction. The westbound ramp to 494 corridor at East Bush Lake Road was not built when 494 was built in the 1960s. With the surrounding development on the south side of 494 and the potential redevelopment opportunities that exist on the north side of 494, it is time to construct this westbound ramp. The inverted loop design avoids any impacts to the railroad that's been the problem for this ramp since the original 494 construction. The ramp will improve traffic flow and flow through the already congested Normandale Highway 100 and I-494 interchange. Again, Bloomington State Representative Ann Lancheski introduced a bill for $20 million to fund this project. Several pedestrian and bicycle trail improvements will take place this summer, including the long-awaited rehabilitation of the old Cedar Avenue Bridge over Long Meadow Lake. This 2-year project will reopen the historic bridge, providing a river crossing connection to the future DNR Minnesota River Trail. Bids have been received. The amount in total is higher than the earlier engineering estimates. We believe that the city has sources to fill the gap between bids and the state appropriated funds and grants, and we can get this project underway this summer. Safe and well-maintained roads are an important part of what a city provides, and Bloomington's pavement management program ensures we are doing the right maintenance at the right time. In 2014, a number of local street segments were reconstructed and overlaid as part of the program for a total construction cost of approximately $10 million. In 2015, additional Bloomington streets, including Lyndale Avenue from 82nd Street to 86th Street and 90th Street from Lyndale Avenue to Wentworth Avenue, will be reconstructed for an estimated $10 to $11 million. This Three Rivers Park District project replaces the old 1974 ski chalet with a modern two-story ski chalet that is twice as large. Completion is expected this fall in advance of the next winter ski season. The city and the Park District have jointly undertaken a parking lot improvement project at Normandale Lake Park to provide off-site parking for the Highland ski and snowboard area. This is my granddaughter, Kate, at Highland. Kate has absolutely no fear. And these are actually just pictures of my grandkids, but you can see the construction progress of the new chalet in the background. And there's really a nice view of the Bloomington skyline. I work them in every year, just so you know. There are many great things taking shape in Bloomington, but there are also challenges. A community gathering place for events, conversations, activities, learning, and relationship building can further enhance our city. The city staff and city council are in the process of conducting a needs assessment about a community center for Bloomington. The consultant has completed meetings with stakeholder groups and a building assessment has been done. A report will be presented and discussed at the city council study meeting next month. After the city adopted long-range vision plans for South Loop, Normandale Lake, and Penn American districts, the next step was to initiate rezoning in the districts to match the vision expressed in the plans and make public infrastructure investments. 3 of the city's top legislative priorities this year are for highways and transit serving the districts. The city has completed most of the rezonings. Most property owners realize that the city is creating a future vision, and rezoning the property enhances the values and development opportunities. Organized trash collection has slowly been maturing in Bloomington since 5 hauler districts within Bloomington were established in 1998. The further organizing of city trash collection is needed to reach the following goals. We need to reduce truck noise and litter and improve safety within our neighborhoods. We need to improve recycling and composting and work for waste reduction. We need to lower the environmental impacts of trash collection. We can realize customer savings on the order of $2 million per year community-wide if we organize this to a greater degree. We can promote local economic development, and we can reduce road wear and tear. The city is currently in negotiations with current haulers on plans and programs to achieve these goals. We will be working together to finalize this important community issue. When Bloomington developed, it was common to build neighborhood and commercial centers providing grocery, hardware, drugstores, and services such as dry cleaner along with a gas station or 2. Bloomington has a dozen of these neighborhood centers. In the past couple of decades, retail spending has migrated to places along 494 and 35W, reducing the viability of businesses located in neighborhood centers. A few of these neighborhood centers have redeveloped and are prospering. At Lyndale Green and in the Oxborough area, and France and Old Shakopee Road, successful redevelopment required the city's participation and assistance. Other neighborhood centers are struggling. From the 2013 community survey, 76% of residents said it is essential or very important for the city to address redeveloping older commercial areas. The City Council will be examining ways to revitalize the centers that are showing the greatest distress. We will rise to meet the challenges, take advantages of the new opportunities, and look to the future for great things to come. One of those exciting new opportunities is new leadership at the City of Bloomington. Bloomington City Manager Jamie Verbrugge took the helm when longtime City Manager Mark Bernards had retired in December. We are so pleased to have Jamie on board. And there's a little video here that'll help us get to know Jamie a little better.
I'm a Columbia Heights guy, born and bred. I still spend a lot of time at the University of Minnesota going to football and hockey and basketball games and wrestling matches because I've been doing the public address announcing there for quite a while. I got my first city administrator job down in Rosemount in 2003. So 2008 comes along, and the job position for Brooklyn Park city manager shows up in my mailbox.
They're a hardy bunch up here in Brooklyn Park.
Jamie Verbrugge has been selected and will be appointed as our city manager.
The reputation for the city of Bloomington is unequaled, frankly, in this state of Minnesota. My passion is really in building communities and building strong organizations. And so the philosophy of community engagement merged with the philosophy of employee engagement, I think, is really the key to building a successful, thriving community.
He's got an outstanding background, an outstanding resume, experience as both a community builder and a staff builder. He's done a great job, and we're really looking forward to having him on staff.
I think the employees are absolutely integral to making stronger communities because people trust us to deliver services on a daily basis, but we're more than just the delivery of services. We're actually important pieces in building strong communities because we play a role as a connector, we play a role as a facilitator, and we play a role in providing services and programs that people really value. I've told many people that I think Bloomington is probably the premier city manager job in the state of Minnesota. The city has a tremendous reputation as not just a place where there's a thriving commercial sector, where there's a lot of business activity, because there certainly is, but what I also hear is that there are great neighborhoods in Bloomington. People who are from Bloomington love Bloomington, period. They just love the city. 2 managers in 50 years is really an anomaly. You just don't see that. It's a stability that sends a really powerful message that this is a place that does good government.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bloomington City Manager Jamie Verbrugge.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that very much. Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to be with you today, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of the Bloomington community. In the brief time I've been here, I've spent a lot of time talking about the importance of community engagement and recognizing the natural changes that occur in the community. It's attracting a diverse population of residents, and it's attracting a diverse population of businesses as well. As we look at the shape of the positive things to come to Bloomington, my plan is to embrace the future by working with you and with others to build this community. Coming in new, there's a learning process that goes on. There are things that you know about a community, there are things that you think you know, and then there are things that you learn along the way. Well, one of the things that I've learned, especially about the operational aspects of the city, is that Bloomington is most proud of its excellent financial strength. For the 11th year in a row, Bloomington has received the highest bond ratings for all 3 bond rating agencies. Now, think about this. Out of the 19,000 municipalities around the country that seek ratings from Moody's and Standard & Poor's and Fitch, there are only 27 out of 19,000 that have 3 AAA ratings. Bloomington is one of those. And additionally, the monthly cost of services continues to be very affordable for residents of Bloomington at $71.64 for the owner of a median valued home. So maintaining city services is important to the survey respondents. It's also key to do so at a cost affordable to residents while we're still providing value to them. And because Bloomington is financially strong, we're able to continue to create a successful community by providing the essential and quality of life services and having the financial flexibility to act when needs and opportunities present themselves. And looking over time against some of the larger suburban communities in Hennepin County, you can see that Bloomington continues to rank among the lowest in property taxes, which is just another thing that appeals to people who have lived here for a long time and who are looking to invest here for the future. And you've probably seen this comparison before, but I think it's important to show it again about the value of city services and how they compare with other services that residents pay for, such as gas and electric and cable TV and cell phone service and insurance. So think about $71.64 a month, less than what you pay for your cell phone, less than what you pay for your electric and your gas. And it's quite a bargain to get your streets plowed, to know that fire and police are going to show up when you need them, absolutely, and to provide the other essential and quality of life services that the city provides. I think that's a pretty good bargain. In addition to the excellent financial position and this being a premier city with an outstanding reputation, there are a few other things that I knew about Bloomington when I came in here. So I knew that Bloomington was the home of former Twins players like Tony Oliva and Kent Herbeck. I was a baseball fan growing up as a kid. And I knew that there were professional wrestlers and some NHL players that lived here. I knew it was the home of Mall of America and the headquarters to Toro. Just a quick story, I actually had to go to Toro because my mother-in-law used to work there. So when I asked for my wife's hand in marriage, I did that in the employee cafeteria at Toro. So it was a significant moment in my life. And my wife is here today too, so I think I should give her a little shout out. So if you have a chance, you can say hi to Jennifer. So what I didn't realize, in addition to the celebrities that we knew, that we had so many local celebrities around here. And they're not known around the world, but they sure make a difference here. They're involved in shaping this community to what it is today and what it's going to become, and we want to introduce you to some of those local celebrities now.
This is the Toys for Tots campaign where we bring a lot of toys to Carrie 11 and they'll get disseminated out to the children.
I'm Diane Riley. I'm the senior leader here of the Creekside Needleworkers. We don't sell anything. We just take in donations of yarn. We make it into usable articles and then they're sent out to people in need.
We're here at Dred Scott Field planting trees to honor Toro's centennial year.
As part of being a Toro employee, we all do volunteer hours, 40 hours a year, and this is just one of the times that I've been able to come out and give some time.
Hi, I'm Tom Russett, and I'm a BEEP board member, have been for about a year. In addition to the board, I am a general volunteer from time to time. I work in the warehouse that we're standing in right now, looking at labels on donated goods to make sure that they're okay to put onto the pantry shelves.
In the name of the President of the French Republic, I present you with the Medal of Knight of the Legion of Honor.
I'm flabbergasted. I never knew I had so many friends.
He's a patrol dog. He goes out and he can locate people, whether they be the bad guys or they could be the good guys, vulnerable adults, children.
We're here this evening to make the presentation of the Legacy Award to Susan Nice.
I know a lot of people that do the work that I do, and most of them don't have the luxury of working in a community like Bloomington.
The Omar Bonderud Award is presented to by the Bloomington Human Rights Commission to an individual or organization that has made significant contributions ensuring the rights of people in Bloomington.
I think this shows that Bloomington, again, is one of those cities in Minnesota that recognizes the importance of history.
Hi, my name is Matt Hammernick, and I'm a captain here on the Bloomington Fire Department. About 2 years ago, middle of the night, we had an apartment fire come out just over on 98th in Nicollet. And when the first trucks pulled up, they had, I think, 11 people hanging out of the windows. Had a quick go into action, and the chief that got there had a great plan, got the crews to where they needed to be, and everybody did a really good job of doing what they needed to do, and nobody ended up getting hurt on that. So that was a pretty memorable moment. My wife has had opportunities to move to Colorado, which is a beautiful state, but we just couldn't leave the city. We love Bloomington, we love the people here. There's something special about the city, and we would never move.
We want to recognize a few of the celebrities who are here with us today that you saw in this video. Susan Nice has recently retired, was committed to those affected by domestic violence as Cornerstone's executive director for nearly 30 years. And Susan is also a Bloomington Community Foundation Legacy Award winner. Susan, would you please stand up? Frank White, the 2014 Omar Bunderud Human Rights Award winner and local historian who runs the Minnesota Twins Reviving Baseball in the Inner Cities program, is here. And I had the pleasure of working with Frank at the city of Richfield about 20 years ago. Frank, would you please stand up? And Captain Matthew Hammernick with the Bloomington Fire Department for 7 years. He works full-time for Bookham Parks Fire Department, and I was there for his first day about 2 months ago. We had pancakes on his first day, which was great. But Matt makes his home here in Bloomington. He loves living here with his wife and his 2 kids. Matt. Detective Chad Clausen's a 15-year veteran of the Bloomington Police Department. Along with his recently retired partner, Kane, has provided excellent service to our community. Unfortunately, Kane couldn't be here today, not just because we don't have a seat for a dog at the table. He's actually going through some cancer treatment, so he's not well enough to attend with us today. But Detective Clausen is here. Chad. And Jim Carroll. Private First Class Carroll was recently given the Knight of the Legion of Honor Medal. That's the highest award that's bestowed on a foreigner by the French Republic. As a soldier in the 101st Airborne Division, Private First Class Carroll jumped into Normandy and Holland as a paratrooper. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge. Private First Class Carroll has also been awarded the Bronze Star Medal, and truly a member of the greatest generation. Private First Class Jim Carroll. You know, and it's people like this that really make for a strong community. It's the thing that excites me coming into this city in terms of the opportunities to really continue to build on what I've described for the city council and our staff as a position of strength. This is a wonderful community, and there's so much potential here to continue building, and it's because of people who have a legacy of building already, and we're fortunate to recognize them today. And I know that there are many more local celebrities out here. Some of them are in the room, and some of them haven't even emerged yet, and we're looking forward to working with all of them. I want to thank you all for being here today, and thank you for the warm welcome that I've received. Thank you to the mayor and council as well for the opportunity, not just to be your city manager, but to stand up here today as well and to share the podium with you. So again, thank you for attending the State of the City address.